I have to fix a problem with the... Yeah, that's the problem.
Are they small or
There we
what's
go.
the
I had to fix a problem with the audio. I think we should have done an audio check before anything.
whoops.
No one heard a damn thing you said.
Well,
Not a single thing? Oh no.
it's okay. I heard.
No one's heard a thing I
okay.
said either.
Oh,
It's okay, I
okay.
heard it.
Well, hi everybody.
Well, there's our
Underwater.
problem.
The end.
Well, there's our problem. I am a dum-dum.
And by the way, before I forget, because I will forget, if there were any like release forms or any paperwork that any of our characters needed to do, Izumi's only done about half of it.
Yeah, that's probably driven Kata insane.
It's okay, Kata, after like the first 2 weeks of trying to hunt you down and get your signature, Kata just forged it on everything.
And Izumi is totally fine with that.
I want to... Yeah. Thankfully, I don't think anyone's been watching, so... So, my little mistake...
There we go.
I forgot about that already.
It's going to make me laugh every time.
Yeah, me too.
It never gets old.
It really is not going to get old.
Yeah, never.
I've had it for like a month now. Still hasn't got a note.
Never a dull moment here. No one heard my. No one even heard my new intro.
Oh,
Well,
here
do you
next
want to
time.
repeat
It's
it? Do you want to give it again?
No, we're already in the middle of the game.
Okay, well,
We'll hear it
yeah,
next time.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
Hey, everyone, by the way, we're like so many miles underwater, if you haven't picked up on that.
Yeah. We're on the bottom of the sea. In the ocean kingdoms.
Yeah, so that's what Kata's doing.
And what is Izumi doing in the lounge area?
Like I said, pretty much just relaxing. Honestly, probably a whole lot of nothing. Probably falling asleep at this point.
A whole lot of drinking of Sife ale.
Maybe a little bit, not a whole lot.
Yeah, Sife ale's got kind of a fruity taste. You would actually compare it more to like cherries.
Hmm.
And Pedro. What has Pedro been doing all day?
Since the last day where he got 7 pages done, he's finally gotten about 11 or 12. Thinks the paper is almost ready to send off.
Very nice. Hopefully you can get that paper sent off soon. Because the Morelvan government's been hammering you for it for like a month at this point. You keep getting pushed back and pushed back.
Quick question. How many other people are there on this observatory?
About 20 or so.
And
Including Lorena.
and like
And what's the
have
kind of proportion? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no, I was just gonna ask, have like the party members other than, Kata having to chase down Izumi, have they really had a chance to like interact with each other yet?
uh, a bit. I would say you've probably interacted here and there with Alexis, but Alexis has probably mostly been focused on her job as a
Okay.
guard. Um, Petro is, I don't know. Petro seems to have been in his quarters mostly, just writing away on his at his paper, or trying to at least.
Alexis tends to be very quiet, but if they are talked to, they can like quickly start becoming more talkative. But it does require it does usually require that that someone like start a conversation, because usually they tend to just stay and focus on the whole uh standing there and looking kind of mean to protect the place around
Yeah.
thing.
And Dr. Lorena Gray, Kata, you've probably had the most interaction with Dr. Gray. I, but could you make me a perception check?
Me?
Yeah.
Little old me?
Yep.
Okay. How I do it. Blind roll. Yes.
Yes.
Secret. Secret.
It is secret.
I got a question mark.
You've noted you've sensed a note of worry and concern in Dr. Gray's demeanor as of late. And how do you think you've approached her about that?
I think I probably initially chalk it up to just like that this is going really slowly, that the dig is going much more slowly than, anyone would really hope for. But then and so like kind of try to talk with her to suggest like ways, to make the like to get our team out to the dig site
Yeah.
more often. And if that doesn't seem to like help ease her anxiety, I will outright ask her, hey, you seem, something to the effect of, hey, you seem really worried lately. What's up?
Make me a
Like-
diplomacy check.
Kata is not diplomatic.
Well, she finally broke down and told you it's my grandfather. My grandfather and I have always been very close, and he is a large reason why I got into this field of study in the first place. We used to always talk on the CFA comm system every weekend, but lately I haven't heard from him in a long time. I haven't heard from him 2 years probably. I'm very worried.
In 2 years.
Yeah.
2 years?
Yeah, and I've been stuck here for 2 years.
You haven't heard from him in all this time?
No.
Have you heard from anyone else? The comms are working, yes.
Yes, the comms are working.
It's good because I have been sending off all of this paperwork.
He's always been quite reserved, so he's mainly either communicated with me or with his assistant. But I haven't heard much about him from his assistant either. I'm really worried.
Do I know who her grandfather is? Like, is it someone I would have heard of?
You know what? Make me an occultism check.
Oh, that's something I'm okay at.
You've heard tidbits here and there about her grandfather. What you know about her grandfather is he seems to work mostly in like alien, bizarre creatures. Most of it to you has always seemed like fantasy or made up. Like you couldn't possibly imagine any of these creatures that he's written about actually existing.
Yeah. I think when Dr. Gray like mentions that he's kind of the one that got her into all of this, there's just kind of a bit of a pause where like I just kind of flick the nictitating membranes in my eyes, and then you're like, "Well, that's concerning." Do I know his name?
Yeah, Dr. Maurice Gray.
Maurice Gray. Right. It's a good name. Is there anything that anybody else you can get in touch with who might be able to get in touch with him?
Not that I know of.
Are you sorry, one more question. Is Dr. Lorena Gray human or Merelvan? Human. Okay. Are you not due for leave at some point? If you have been down here for 2 years, I understand that this is very stressful on landfolk.
Yeah, I'm due for leave in about a month, and the first thing I'm going to do as soon as I get out of here is I'm heading over to Kalrun to see if I can check up on him.
That is very good. Let me know if there is anything I can do. In the meantime, Izumi still has not turned in all of his paperwork, so I am going to ask him one last time for all of them, and then I do not know what I will be doing about it.
Smash his head into the wall. Maybe that will get his attention.
You gonna sick Alexis on him?
Yeah.
Yes. Alexis is very good at standing there and looking scary. I have noticed this.
That she has. Honestly, she kind of scares me.
And I just kind of awkwardly tap her on the shoulder and then kind of scuttle off in that very disconcerting way that like octopuses move on land, where like all of their tentacles are writhing along at the same time.
Indeed. So, Izumi, you're cogged out in the lounge in the beta
Yep.
quadrant, the beta trident. Quadrant. In the beta trident. As Keita shows up to ask you once again. And Pedro, I
I'm
would
still
say,
asleep.
Pedro, I would say that as Keita is heading down again to get that paperwork from Izumi, you kind of can hear the slithering footsteps of this what
Sorry,
sounds
everyone.
to you like an
No, it's
octopus.
great.
And you're like you're like thinking in your head, yep, she's going after Izumi once again.
Do want everyone to know that I have a -2 to stealth. I am just a big octopus.
Petra sort of smiles, happily safe behind doors, tries to finish that last page of his conclusion.
Good luck finding Izumi. He has a +9 to stealth.
So, Keita, you find Izumi conked out in the lounge.
I leave the paperwork in a very neat pile next to him. Oh no. And then go to make myself a drink.
Don't want to deal with this today.
Uh-oh, Jackie's PC has crashed.
Terrible.
What in the world? I'm going to kick her from here so she can get back in when her PC decides to boot back up. So you just leave the paperwork by his head in a neat pile.
Yep. And because I'm not that was honestly it was something that I cared, that I was more invested in than this conversation, which was getting too awkward for Keita because Keita couldn't do anything about it. And but also, like, I know, like, I forged the last set of signatures, so this is kind of like, if he doesn't sign them, he doesn't sign them, and I'll just figure it out.
And Petro,
We're on the bottom of the ocean. Nobody's auditing us. Hashtag no parents.
And Petro,
I think Keita is the parent in this case.
a
Or the
little
closest
But
we
Kata's
have.
absolutely the parent who's like, look, there's food in the fridge, just don't use the oven, don't burn the house down, and you'll be fine.
Just don't burn the entire observatory down. You're fine.
That'd be impressive underwater, though.
Yes, indeed.
I
Just
mean, you could do an oil fire.
just don't blow a hole in the bulkhead. You'll be fine.
Exactly. I mean, I'll be fine either way.
Yeah, you will. Whereas a couple of the others, like Alexis and Izumi, well, they'd be like wet foxes, if you know what I mean.
Alexis will
Look,
be
if
fine.
you're
They
not
can...
going...
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go on.
Alexis will be fine. They can hold their breath and I did a lot of math to see this. A few hours.
Haven't you noticed? Has anyone noticed? Both our exemplars are Alapeke.
Yeah?
Is it going around?
Alapeke
Also,
are great.
it says that I'm already on the game. I'm not. It's
I may have to refresh.
oh boy. Well, meanwhile, God, where are we? While you do that.
We are slowly congregating in the lounge.
I see.
I'm going to
Or at
refresh
least
the server.
two out of 4 of us are in there.
I'm going to refresh the server real quick. Return to setup.
Do you need us out?
Boop. You're going to have to reload.
Yeah, no worries.
One second. While I put in. The admin password. Hopefully your PC doesn't decide to do that again.
All right, I'm in.
I would too, Jackie. Okay. We've got everything back, it looks like.
Am I correct in assuming that the message in Discord means that their computer crashed again? Oh, yep.
She cheeks it.
There's only one remedy for this.
Did the PC crash or did the Discord crash? She's wearing an RTX 3050.
I wouldn't think it would be a graphics card issue. I mean, it could be, but that wouldn't be my first guess.
Yeah, if it's the graphics card, I would say update the driver. Probably DDU and then update the driver. Assume Alexis is doing the usual. Okay, I'll kick her out of the server again. Okay. So as Kata is doing that, and I assume you're not waking Izumi.
Oh, let me pull up my character sheet real quick.
I feel like large, loud octopus person coming into the room could potentially be something that wakes Izumi.
I was gonna say, should we do like a stealth check or something to see?
The goat's back.
I'm not being stealthy.
I know.
The goat's back.
So is Jackie back in?
Yep, I'm opening Foundry.
Okay.
If it does
So,
it
yeah, I
again,
guess-
Trust for you.
I would say
Does
update
it
your
again?
driver.
If it doesn't let me in again, then I'll just say someone share their screen and I'll just work my way through there.
The only problem is we wouldn't have access to your, or we probably would have access.
Yeah.
Would we be able to do the rolls for them?
Yeah, I can do
Tess,
it.
did you
Oh,
Tess, did you end up kicking me?
Yeah, I did.
Yep.
I'm not sure why it does that.
Someone can, I'll log on Cyber's profile and you can. Oh, it's password protected. I'll log on Cyber's other profile that is also password protected.
Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to quickly go in here, create
I'm gonna log on
additional
your-
user, player 14, no password. Give it the assistant GM. No, I'm not going to do that. That would be stupid.
yeah.
No, you're just going to have to work with that.
Here at Mystimon Saga Inc., we're all about operational security.
Yes. Yes, indeed. And I'm going to be deleting that user after the game. Believe me. You finally got it. It got back in just after I. What the hell?
Okay. Okay, now continue.
Okay. Wow. So, as you're doing that, you're scuttling into the lounge, and that might wake Izumi. What do you think? You know what, Izumi, roll a flat check.
Good.
Roll me a flat check. Yeah, it woke you up.
Okay. Then when he wakes up, he'll, do that thing where it's like a really big stretch. And then he'll kind of see the paperwork and he'll say, "Oh, what is this?"
It is your
I know.
diving certification.
Who just logged
I
on?
thought I
Would
already.
you like a drink?
No, no, thank you. I thought I already did this.
You did. You need to renew it.
Why?
Look, they just give me the papers. I am sure you do, but you are also landwalker and need paperwork to make sure that if towers collapse, your death is not on the fault of the observatory. It is all your own. That is my understanding of this paperwork, anyways.
Come on, we're underwater. Why don't we just be like the waves and just go with the flow? Why do we need to do all this paperwork? He'll say as he's trying to find where he needs to sign it anyways.
Like, one of my tentacles reaches out and, like, taps at the bottom corner of the paper. Kind of
Do
slaps
you have
at
something
it.
to sign with?
Another tentacle holds out a pen to you.
Okay. He will sign where it is needed.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I think it is very silly because all of you will probably die as soon as these towers come down, but
Which
You
they
know.
won't.
sure.
Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. They're very sturdy. They'll be fine.
It is good that you believe that.
What you know of the workings of the observatory, of the makings of the observatory, is it is constructed of a gleaming silver metal material on the outside, and the inner walls are made of these white panels. Both are made of materials that are only found in the Ocean Kingdoms. mined and produced by the Morelvan to a large extent. And the large windows that line all of the walls are made of a thick translucent material, not glass. It's made of a thick translucent material, also produced by the Sea Fae.
And I have spent years living in Merelvan cities, but I have also spent years on digs into Merelvan ruins.
Yeah.
So I have, and also I have seen and, in my younger years, participated in several shipwrecks. So I have a limited confidence in the ability of landwalkers to survive under the ocean. But these are my colleagues, so I'm gonna do my best to make sure that they feel safe.
Of course. And
Of course.
and Pedro, what do you think you're doing now? You're still pounding away at that paper?
Yes, Petro writes the last sentence and puts the pen down with a triumphant flourish.
He's finally finished
And then he
the
very
paper.
very carefully blows on it to dry the ink, and then even more carefully stacks all the papers up and puts them in his waterproof case. And then he leaves his own personal hell and walks out into the lounge, stretching and just with this huge smile on his face.
Okay. And Alexis, are you still in the in the Alpha Trident? Why do I keep saying
It depends. Are we signing papers?
Yeah, if you're signing papers, you're probably going to want to be in the Beta Trident.
Yeah. Alexis heads over there. Just to make sure the paperwork's all done and done. They get a bit confused as to who they should be talking to, but they don't actually open their mouth to speak. So they just kind of look around and try to find someone that looks like they know about paperwork.
Upon seeing that, Alexis is looking very uncomfortable. Izumi will be like, "Come in, my friend, come in. There's no reason to just stand there. We're all friends here."
Stand there.
Would you like a drink?
Stand there, he says.
And Alexis shrugs. I'm not one to drink, thank you, but... And they start kind of heading out of that direction.
I believe there is juice.
I'll take it.
All right.
And I would say
see-
Petro is here too at this point.
Yeah, Petro walks in the door and says, "I heard something about drinks."
Petro, did you finish your paper?
Yes, finally, and he taps the case which he slung over his shoulder. He carries very protectively.
Congratulations.
Yes, it's been a horrible month, but I think I finally did it.
Oh, that
Excellent.
that
Are you
happens be
willing
what
to
I was-
tell us about it?
Of course. So I think I've finally been able to prove that the Dimply, they hunt in ways we didn't anticipate before. They actually convince their prey that it's in their best interest to walk within range of their tentacles, and then he makes sort of a grabbing motion. Then it's too late. But they're very persuasive. At least the few I talked to did. They weren't very happy when I didn't come closer, though. And it's when he pours himself a huge mug of Sea Fae beer.
And Keita, when he says "talked to," that kind of strikes you as a little strange because you're like, I've never heard of a Mystimon that can talk.
I mean, or maybe it was the
Alexis kind of-
spirits, but
Alexis kind of raises a brow, like overhearing the conversation, and asks, "So, put this in simpler terms that I can understand. Do I consider them dangerous or not?"
Just don't believe any voices, or not even really voices, more emotional. If you feel an emotion of safety and warmth drawing you to a place, it's probably a trap. At least in the deep ocean.
But I always
Got
feel
it.
like that. Everywhere feels safe.
Then you should be safe.
All right, understood. Avoid feeling safe and comfortable.
And Dr.
My
Lorena
friend, that
Gray.
is not a way to live.
Dr. Lorena Gray joins you soon, and she goes ahead and takes a drink too. And you notice that she's very reserved, and Keita, you notice the same look of concern that you've been seeing quite often.
Do I end up noticing it? Is it like super obvious or
Make a perception check.
So that reminds me, Seth. Can you give me permission to Alex's
Sure.
sheet and play 14?
Sure thing. Player 14. Owner.
There we go.
No, you haven't noticed anything. You
okay?
she just looks reserved to you.
I think as we're kind of all standing around, I will like lean over and say, You are still worried, yes?
I am. And she's is a Atlantean in heritage, and she is human of Atlantean heritage, and she has long black hair and deep green eyes.
Is there someone else you might know who might be able to reach him?
Not that I can think of.
Is it possible for you to simply take your leave early? We are, after all, stalled on our next dig, and if this is distracting and this is something that is important to you, is there no reason that you cannot?
She shakes her head and says, My grandfather would always tell me the dig comes first. And just as she says that, you all start hearing these creaks and groans. But you kind of write that off as just simply the deep sea pressure. But a few moments later, you hear a boom as suddenly the observatory rocks beneath your feet. And moments later, water begins pooling on the floor. Then another boom as more water gushes into the compartment. It is time to evacuate. Everyone, roll initiative. We're running this as a hazard.
All right.
So I'm going to pull up the encounter sheet. There we go. We're going to add an encounter. there we go. I'm going to drag everyone's tokens onto here. Can we please get the tokens on here? I think I'm going to have to do this. Give me one moment.
I can drag him.
And boom. There we go. Ignore the round number, please. I haven't figured out how to fix that. And go ahead and roll your initiatives.
Where should I be? Because I just tried to roll and said I have no token in the scene.
I think you just click and drag onto there.
Click and drag.
So I had the same thing.
Oh, there we go. Cool. Aw, I'm glowing.
Apparently, I'm going to have
I think
to
it's because I'm carrying my lamp.
activate this scene. I just activated the battle map scene because this is where it wants to have the tokens on the encounter tracker for some reason.
I accidentally rolled secretly, so
Okay.
Yeah, it discarded my initiative.
let me know what I got.
I'm going to just do.
Shall I just reroll?
I'm going to just do this. There we go. So Alexis got 18. Izumi. I don't know why it's showing. I don't know. Why is it doing this?
I think it might be because
There.
it's what the token is named. It can differ from the name of the sheet.
Okay, I just fixed it. Izumi the Radiant got 14, Petro got 11, and Keita got 10. And we are going to start things off with Alexis.
Sorry about that.
No worries.
All right.
I got it fixed. Starting things off with Alexis. What are you going to do as water begins gushing forth and pooling on this, what was a very nice blue carpeted floor?
I assume I'm aware of the evacuation route, right?
Yes. Yes, you absolutely would be as the guard.
Yeah. I'm going to try
The
and
safety
make it.
officer.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and make it so that it's so that everyone to help everyone else. Yeah, I'm gonna just try to help everyone else through as best I can.
Alrighty.
And basically make it like clear any path that I need to, open any doors that I need to.
Okay. You make sure that the door to the lounge is wide open enough that everyone can pass through.
And obviously trying to not putting myself first, but kind of also trying not to die. If
Of course, of course. It would be a shame if the safety officer died.
Yeah, that would can't really a guard can't really do their job if they're not alive.
Exactly.
Try telling that to zombie guards.
Okay, good point. But we'll see. If we have we'll see if we have a necromancer on staff.
Probably not, because the Morelvan kind of consider necromancy to be the highest crime. It's a very, very, very taboo to them. So that's Alexis's turn.
Yeah. Just helping everyone else
All right.
as much as possible.
Izumi the Radiant. What are you doing to try to escape? It's time to evacuate. Uh-oh. We're going to have to come back to Izumi the Radiant. It seems that
Oh,
Nako
sorry.
got in the way.
I'm back now.
Oh, okay.
I had to go blow my nose real quick.
No worries.
Also, I want to note that my active icon would be my worn icon.
And
Got
the
to-
same here, mine would be my worn icon as well.
All right.
Yeah, that just gives everyone around me a +1 to AC.
Nice. Very nice. So, Izumi the Radiant, what are you
Cool.
doing as it's time to evacuate?
I mean, I will be going because I assume everybody knows the evacuation route. That's kind of an important thing to know.
Yes, yes, indeed. Kata's probably been pounding it into everyone's head over the past several months.
Yeah, I'll be heading towards it. I'll be using basically all 3 actions to head towards it.
Yeah, the evacuation route is takes you straight to the central hub. And Azumi is moving in that direction. Petro,
How deep is the water?
at this point, it's a foot deep.
So it's not deep enough to. Actually, Petro will. The first thing he'll do is check that Aziz is safely on his back.
All
The
right.
second thing he'll do is transform into a snake with a swim speed that can swim through the water just as quickly as land, or rather with 20 feet. And then he spend the last 2 actions swimming towards the evacuation route.
Transform, huh? Where's that coming from?
Darkened forest form. Did I? Animal form snake.
Okay.
That's so cool.
That is pretty cool.
Alrighty. So your snake form has a swim speed.
Yes.
That is very handy to have. Very handy to have in this case. Keita.
Keita is going. Oop.
I would assume that Keita's not entirely too worried, but probably wants to get out of here all the same.
Yeah, Keita is absolutely going to move as quickly as she can whilst assisting anybody who wants assistance. Possibly doing things like it's flooding. We're moving fast. I'm running, but try not to overtake or block any passageways or anything.
All right.
So,
Izumi the Radiant
doing
is
that.
already like halfway to the tunnel. And Alexis, I'm assuming you're kind of you're trying to make sure that everyone gets out first, right?
Yeah, and while they're doing it, like progressively, as the situation starts to get like tense, the bangles that Alexis wears that are their worn icon starts to glow a like brighter and brighter shade of gold.
All right. And Keita, what were you doing?
I'm just moving
You're just moving. Okay,
as
so
quickly as possible.
as quickly as possible. What is your movement speed, by the way?
It's just 25.
25.
So you're about as far as Izumi.
Yep.
Yeah.
And yeah, now we're on Alexis's turn. You are. Please go on.
Yeah, I'm gonna continue to try and help everyone however I can, get any blockages out of the way. Just generally clear the path, help people with directions wherever they need. And um and also try to like help whoever needs it calm down a bit. Um by just giving like clear directions in and saying like we're gonna be fine. Just move along here. Go head there. That kind of thing.
Alrighty. So, the water has actually risen now by another foot. And Izumi, the Radiant, and Kata are already halfway there. Petro, were you? Did you run? Oh yeah, you did with your swim.
2
speed.
actions. Yeah.
2 actions to run with your swim speed. What is your swim speed?
20 feet.
20 feet. And Alexis, what were you doing?
Helping everyone.
Helping everyone. Helping Lorena Gray get through the door. There's no one else to help at this point. You were the guy. You were the only ones in the lounge at this point.
All right. There we go. We leave.
Okay, so 2 actions to run.
Yeah.
All right. So you're probably about the same distance as Petro. And Izumi the Radiant.
So how far behind is Pedro? How far behind me would he be?
Petro's swim speed is 20 feet, so he only moved 40 feet total, and you moved a total of 75 feet.
Okay, so
And so did Kata.
it's not really enough to go back and get him. So what I will do, you will also see my Born icon kind of glow, which is the belt I am wearing. What I will do is without saying anything, or I'll just say, up you go, and I will pick up Kata, and then run 25 feet with them, and just put them back down for 2 actions.
I love it. I love it.
I think I'm several feet taller than you and quite a bit bulkier. So this is a very amusing image.
Yeah, because I
Highly
stride. At any
amusing.
point I'm adjacent to a willing ally, I can pick them up. If they're benefiting from my imminence aura, they don't count against my bulk limits.
Oh my gods.
Amazing.
A highly
Amazing.
amusing image. Thank you for that amusing image. Izumi the Radiant, you get a story point.
And then I'll use my last action to move another 25 feet. So I moved a total of 50.
Let's bring up our party sheet. Give Izumi the Radiant a stat.
Oh, that's...
There. Let me handle the story points, okay?
Okay.
Honestly, thank God for party sheets. It's such a useful feature.
Yes. Thank you to the PF2e dev team for adding the party sheet. It is an awesome feature.
Lifesaver.
Yeah. It would be nice if reward XP was on it. Hopefully that's in the next batch of updates. Petro.
But yeah, I didn't mention it. My character's like 5'5", 5'6", something like that.
All right, Petro will sustain the animal form, which allows him to. We can't step because of the water, but jump.
Alrighty.
So 10 feet from that, and then 40 more feet of swimming.
Okay, 40 more feet of swimming.
So 50 feet total.
50 feet total. So, and Keita, you got a boost of like 25 feet.
Yeah. I'm like reeling a little from what just happened. Both the assault on my dignity as well as the speed with which we moved down the hallway. How much further do we have to go? And also, are there like other people? Are we like still on that? Did you say this was the second floor of the beta column?
Yeah, you're on the you're actually on the bottom floor of the Beta Trident.
Oh, we're on the bottom floor. Okay.
So you have to move towards the ladder first.
We have to move towards the ladder because we have to go up to get to the connector to the central hub.
Yeah.
Okay, I see. I had that diagrammed out wrong. So wait, so is that connector then, is that on the middle floor or the
Yeah, it's on the middle
upper
floor
floor?
on every
It's always on the middle floor.
on every single
Okay.
Trident.
Cool. So how close are we to the to that ladder up?
I would say at this point you're about another 50 feet away.
Okay. And then we have three, and sorry, bear with me. I apologize. This is me kind of clarifying things. So we have 3 actions per round, and we can use all of them to go our movement. So it would be like 25, 25, 25, and I could go 75.
Yes.
Or is it just you use 2 of them to do movement?
Yes, you can go 75, but it's going to obviously take an action to move up the ladder.
Yeah, I just wanted to see. So what I would like to do, is it possible to like what I would like to do is use 2 of my actions to get to the ladder and then like hold my last one to like boost somebody else up the ladder?
Sure, you can absolutely do that.
That is what I would like to do. Just like wait at the bottom and help boost people up who,
Alrighty.
you know, that might help.
Alexis.
Yeah, Alexa's gonna go ahead and accept the help. Because going up a ladder while you carry an entire wheelchair in one hand is kind of a pain.
Indeed.
So Alexis will
This
gladly
observatory is not ADA compliant.
will gladly take the help. And also kind of try to help whoever they can, but yeah.
Do you want to grab the snake? Sorry.
Oh, absolutely. I can use the if I may, I could use my gill hook to just kind of reach down, since it's kind of like since the end of it is kind of what you'd expect a
Snake hook.
a fishing like hook to be.
Yeah, it's basically a snake hook.
Yeah, and Alexis just kind of like reaches down with it. It has reach, so it's like 10, 5-10 feet long, and just kind of like waits for for you to get in and then pulls,
And the water is risen another foot at this point. So you're helping the snake. You're helping Petro the snake.
Mm-hmm.
And Keita is helping you.
Yeah.
And Loretta Gray has gotten to about the same distance as you. She's gotten to the ladder along with you guys, and that's what we call community. Indeed. Izumi, the Radiant.
Okay, so how far away am I from the ladder?
You're. I want to say that everyone's at the ladder now.
Okay. Then what I would like to do is I'd like to try to leap because Kata said she's going to boost people, and mid leap can I shapeshift into my Ikane form so that it's easier for her to like toss me up?
Sure.
Just yeet a fox up
just
up a pipe.
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm going to have you make an acrobatics check.
Okay, good, because I was gonna say while I'm doing that, I'm gonna like do a flip in the midair while I'm transforming.
Absolutely.
Am I providing any kind of bonus here?
I would say about a +2 bonus.
Woo! I'm helpful.
Indeed, you are. And with
That's 21.
that 21, you flip it midair and you get a boost from. You get a boost from Akeda, and you jump up the ladder.
And then once I'm up there, I will use my last action to transform back.
That was very
That's
cinematic.
such a cool image, though. Just like
It is.
whoosh, fox, whoosh, person.
Very cinematic. I love it. Petro, the snake.
Petro will sustain the dance, which means that he can jump 10 feet, dodging the offer gill hook, and land on the ladder. And then with his second action, the snake has a climb speed of 20 feet, so he just slithers up the ladder quick as he can.
Alrighty.
And then for the third action, I guess he'll get off and I'm gonna stay as snake for now. Actually, move further towards the central hub.
Alrighty. And Keita.
Where is Alexis? Is Alexis already at the like at the top of the ladder, or is Alexis still at the bottom of the ladder?
At the top, I'd assume.
Yeah, Alex. You helped Alexis
Okay.
up, so
Perfect.
I would assume.
I just
that
wanted to confirm that I'm the only. Am I the only person left at the bottom of the ladder, or is Dr. Gray down here too?
Dr. Gray's down here too. I would assume that the
All right.
last order of business is to hoist up Alexis's wheelchair.
Okay, so that's down here. All right, then I will, if I can, I want to boost Dr. Gray ahead of me, and
Sure.
then pick up the wheelchair and get up the ladder. And if that takes all three of my actions, that's totally fine.
Sure. that will take all three reactions to do all that.
Sounds good. But I end at the top of the ladder, and that was my goal.
Yep.
With my boss and my friend's wheelchair.
Yep.
That's what I wanted to achieve.
And Alexis, you got out of the bottom floor just in time as the water rose another foot. And Kata got your wheelchair up for you, so you have that. Is Alexis here?
Uh-oh.
Please tell me she didn't crash again.
While there's a moment of silence, by the way, while this is all going on, Izumi still is not nervous at all. If you couldn't tell by the flipping midair, he's just taking the opportunity to still have fun. Oh,
Oh,
Yeah, looks like she crashed again. It's either Discord crashed on her again, or
oh no.
the PC crashed again.
Fellas, it happened again.
Kick player 14.
They should get a story point every time it happens.
Yeah, you know what? You're absolutely right. So Alexis is at full story points.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. The goat's back. So Alexis is full up on story points now.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
And excuse me while I do something about a cat.
This is the tabletop This is the virtual tabletop equivalent of getting a free pizza whenever your order comes in wrong or something.
Yes. Absolutely.
Okay,
Errant.
now I can't join as player 14, but I can join as my normal user, so we have a failsafe now.
Hey, you know?
Whatever works.
Small favors.
Yes. Yes, indeed. Small favors.
Okay. Anyway, where are we?
Where were we? We're on your turn.
We're all on
Kata.
the next floor.
Kata managed to get your wheelchair up for you. So, you have that. You can get back in your wheelchair.
Mm-hmm. I assume I was kind of standing up using my cane and kind of managed to sit down pretty quickly enough to not cost an action. And just book it. Just fucking book it, you know?
But you know what? I'm going to give grant Kata a story point for being so helpful to everyone.
Assuming, yeah, I don't think there's anyone like left to help, so I'm just gonna
Yeah.
book it, you know? Spend
Yeah.
all 3 of my actions to absolutely get the hell out of there.
So use all 3 actions to get the heck to the tunnel.
Yeah, you know, just hit the bricks.
Alrighty then. And Azubi the Radiant.
Is there like on the ladder? Is there any like kind of, I guess, bulkhead? I can't think of anything else that we could close to stop the water from raising any higher.
You know what? There is. There is. You definitely can do that.
So I will attempt to close that
Alrighty.
with one action.
Spend an action to close the bulkhead, and you spend another action to tighten up the wheel.
Yeah.
If you want to use 2 of your actions to move, I can use one of my actions to do that.
No, that's fine. I can
Okay.
just use one action to move.
Alrighty. So Azubi the Radiant uses uses one action to move 25 feet after closing the bulkhead. And I have to do something about a cat again.
Make sure you pet the cat
Quick,
for me.
quick, before this one turns off your computer.
Oh yeah, that's something my cat does, like, fairly often. So I'm surprised this is the first time it's happened.
Cats are great.
Because,
This
like,
one is just going
one of-
crazy. As she usually does, for some bizarre reason.
I mean, it's Zoomies time.
So, Izumi's turn is up, so we are going to go back to Petro.
Is there any obvious sign of flooding on this level?
Not yet.
Because if that's the case, I will drop the snake form. And then just start running towards the central entrance.
Alrighty.
Or the central hub.
Alrighty then. And Kata.
Since the bulkhead is fully closed, if there's nothing else that I can do here, or like as we're moving along to continue to kind of try and, block off the path behind us, which I did just realize. I mean, I think you said that there was nobody. We were the only people in the lounge, so hopefully we were the only people on that level.
Yeah, hopefully.
I'm just gonna.
Was the lounge the only
Hopefully.
thing on that level?
No, there were some, miscellaneous rooms down there too.
Oh.
But hey, if our boss didn't stop him, or my boss,
Yeah.
one of the people in charge of this place didn't stop him from doing that, I think we're in the clear.
Yeah, it
I'm
sounds
just gonna
like that's
book
an
it down
HR
the
problem,
hallway.
not a me problem.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody else signed their paperwork.
Yes, they did. You signed your paperwork after a lot of badgering.
Did we remember to bring my paperwork with me, or is it now off?
No, absolutely.
Sopping wet.
It's gone. You're gonna have to re-sign all of those forms. And that's what we should be taking away from this right now. I'm just gonna book it down the hallway.
Book it down the hallway. Alexis.
You guessed it. Hitting the bricks.
Hitting the bricks. You're moving.
Yep.
You're moving
Hitting those
because
wheels like no tomorrow.
who knows how long that bulkhead is going to hold.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Alexis books it. Izumi the Radiant. You've booked it
Same.
you've booked it already, yeah. You're
Yeah.
already like halfway down the tunnel at this point.
I'd probably be a little bit farther than everybody else because I did close the bulkhead.
Yeah. Petro.
Petro keeps up running.
Petro keeps up running. Kata.
And Kata absolutely keeps running, confirming that Dr. Gray is still with us.
Yep, she absolutely is.
Keeping up. Cool.
And I think at that point I'm going to you get out of the you get into the central hub. All of you get into the central hub with Lorena Gray and Alexis in her wheelchair and everyone. And as you make it here, you don't see anyone else here. But it looks like you still have the other bulkhead doors to close on the other two tridents, because those ones seem to be flooding faster and the water is starting to come in.
Are we still in initiative order?
No, not at this point. Though you'll probably want to
Okay.
use. You'll probably want to close those doors.
Yes. In the central hub, like what is this space like?
The central hub, the middle floor, is just this access point to all three of the tridents, and there's this ladder that in the very center that goes up to the command center and down into the dive dock area.
Um, there's just, so we've locked, we're all here. I'll just go to one of the doors and close them. Close it.
Okay, so you go to the Alpha Trident door and close that one. Has someone closed the Beta Trident door? Okay.
Has the water even reached up here yet for that one?
Not yet.
Yeah, Petra will wait by the bulkhead and let other people and wait for any survivors.
Okay. So, Kata, as you go to close the Alpha Trident bulkhead door, you can either make an athletics check, or you can tinker with the control panel by the gate with a crafting check. One of the two.
I'll go for athletics.
Okay.
Can I go ahead and aid on that athletics?
Yes, you can.
Hey, what does that do? Does that add a modifier or what?
It gives you a
If I
plus
Or are
one.
we
succeed-
just both rolling?
Yeah, if I succeed, you get a +1. If I
Well.
critically succeed, you get a +2.
You succeed, so you get a plus one. But it's not quite enough.
So that's a whole 11.
Yeah, it's not
Wait, why
quite
do you-
enough.
Can I lend them a focus, hero point?
Well, Kata's got
Oh
two
yeah, I
story
could use
points.
one of those.
It
Could
got-
I?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got 2. Can I use one of those to roll
Yeah,
again?
yeah, go
Okay.
ahead.
Hey,
Go
let
for
go.
it.
Okay, can you remove 2? Because somehow I tried to remove 1 and it removed. It just
You
added
right
1.
click to remove one.
Wow, I got a whole 200.
A 13.
Great.
Incredible.
Wow. Yeah, that's not quite enough.
Upon seeing that, I'm gonna walk over to the console and I'm gonna say, "Now this is time for what you call percussive maintenance," and I'm gonna kick it. Kick the console.
Okay,
And I want to use my crafting.
go for
Can I
it.
use my crafting?
Yes, use a crafting check.
Crafting with my
That's
feet.
24.
Okay, that manages to get the door to close.
Sweet.
And you still have the Gamma Trident door to close.
Let's all go do that one, team.
Since it seems
Or
I'll do the
actually,
primary
someone
check.
who's better at this will do this. I want, somebody else who's better at doing this. I would like to go up. What is in the command center?
Oh, well, you know what? Dr. Lorena Gray, it takes a moment to catch her breath and says, "What in the damn undergrave has happened? Implosions? In all 3 tridents? That sort of thing has never happened before, to my knowledge, on any of the Morelvan observatories." She says,
Well, I
she
guess-
she looks up to the ladder in the center of the room and says, "We should head up to the command center. Make sure Billy's okay. Make sure the command staff is okay. Mayhap they can help shed some light on just what has gone on here."
And I'm gonna go try and close another door.
Okay.
In the meanwhile, focusing on the object.
Alrighty.
Just like Alexa's just absolutely focusing on on the tasks,
Yeah. So Alexis is going to do an athletics check or a crafting check.
Athletics, absolutely athletics.
Do the
Also,
do
I
the
realized
other
that
places,
oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna ask, do the other places have ways to exit if we close these doors?
No.
Also, I noticed that I forgot to do to put in my level 3 skill increase. That goes to athletics.
Alrighty. 27. So with a 27, you manage to easily close that door. So the beta and the gamma doors are closed. No, the alpha and the gamma doors are closed, and the beta door is still sitting open. Petro is waiting for other people to come in.
Yeah.
Were you waiting to make sure that all of this crew were inside, or were you waiting for like anybody else who was in the?
I'm waiting for any other survivors, because presumably there's more than just the 4 of us, or
Yeah.
5 of us in
Yeah.
Beta Quadrant.
We haven't seen any of them. It's weird.
Yeah, Lorena says that is. Has it happened again?
Yeah.
What is up with this? Wow. Just wow. Lorena says, yeah, it's very unusual that you're the only ones that made it here.
Maybe the others just made it here first. Maybe they already left.
Petra sort of frowns. Some kind of sabotage?
We're not going to
We
know
should
until
go up to the command center.
Yeah, we're not going to know until we head up to the command center and find out. Make sure Billy's okay. See if he can shed some light on just what the hell has gone on here.
Petro, the second you see water coming down that hallway, I think you should close the door.
Yeah, he nods in agreement.
Yeah. So, Kata is going to move up the ladder to the command center.
Yeah, I want to see if anybody's up there. Because we also didn't hear any kind of like announcements over. I'm assuming if we have like long distance communications, there's also an intercom of some kind
Yeah.
in this facility.
Yeah, there.
And
there
we
is.
haven't heard anything over the intercom. So I am, I both A, want to use it, but B, want to see why it hasn't been used.
Yeah.
And I'll be staying down just in case we need to help, and just in case Izumi needs to help with
Yeah.
the door.
Yeah, sure.
Fabulous.
So, Kata, as you make your way up into the command center, you find the hatch to the top floor locked. But Lorena opens a panel next to the door and punches something in, and within a moment, the hatch is unlocked. But as you try to push up on it, it won't budge. You can make me an athletics check to try to force this hatch open.
Yeah, I will try that.
Actually, Petro, shut up. Be careful. What if the water already got in from that way?
Welcome back, Jackie the Goat.
I have a thing that I'll try to do to solve the issue, and we'll see whether or not it works.
Okay. We'll see.
Hopefully it does.
Hopefully it does.
Good luck.
Good luck.
I got a 17.
17. So you push up on the hatch, but it just barely opens. and water begins pouring out atop of you. Could you make me one
I
more?
immediately let go. One more which?
One more athletics check.
Alrighty.
And that is a critical success. You force it.
Finally.
You force it the rest of the way open, and
Oh,
as you do, forcing the hatch.
I was going to say, if water was coming through, I was going to close it.
more water pours out atop of you, but not enough to really make a difference on this floor, on the middle floor.
Oh, okay. Okay.
As you suddenly hear a loud thud. As you make your way up into the command center, the room is pooling with water along the floor, and rising above and before you is a massive window looking out onto the ocean from on all sides. And along the perimeter of the walls of the room are lined with machinery, with knobs and buttons and switches. And just to the back behind you as you enter is a raised platform with 3 chairs looking out over the rest of the room. And the room, around the floor in this room are scattered the bodies of multiple people. And just laying at your feet is the corpse of a Morelvin. His face is frozen in sheer terror. On his neck, you see what appear to be fang marks in a circular pattern. As you look about the room, you can't find anything that might explain these marks. As Lorena makes it up after you, and she sees the body, a sadness falls over her as she collapses to her knees beside the body. Oh dear Marive. Oh Billy. What could have done this? She says. As she sees the marks, she points them out and says, do you know what to make of this?
When you say fang marks in a circular pattern, do you mean a circular pattern like suckers or like a lamprey mouth, or do you mean a circular pattern like all the way around his neck?
Like
something took his whole head in its mouth and bit down.
Like it's much smaller than that. It's
or like a lamprey.
It's more like a lamprey probably.
But big.
But big.
Okay.
And you can make me a medicine check.
Sure. Medicine? Nature?
Medicine.
Survival?
Medicine.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Should that have been quiet or blind?
No, it's fine.
Anyways.
Okay. You believe this looks similar to some marks that were reported previously in recent years from something called an Elira, which is a bizarre alien Mystimon that was discovered at the crash site of a meteor. Jackie could probably tell you a little bit about that. And probably,
yeah, that was the whole thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, and probably doesn't want to think about that one. However, in this case, the markings, in that case, the markings were always on the back of the head. This one is on the guy's neck. And as you do mention this to Lorena?
Yes. I do that kind of while I'm checking the other bodies to see if they're bearing the same marks.
Yeah, they're all bearing the same marks, and as you do, she appears like lost in thought for a moment.
And while she's doing that, I've checked all of the bodies, mentioned that offhand. I am going to go to the intercom to see if it's working while she's thinking.
The intercom is down. The intercom is busted. As you head over to that section of the machinery, you notice that it's like sparking, and
Right.
next to it the communications array to the antenna and everything. The communications section seems to be fine, but there's no signal getting out because the antenna seems to be busted too.
And what from like the other machinery that's in here, are any of them like sensors or like basically like status updates of like the integrity of the towers?
Yeah. So on the one closest to the center of the on the one closest to the center of the wall, that one appears to be like the sensors and radar even, and sonar. And from what you could make out, nothing seems to be showing up on the radar or the sonar. But the sensors indicating the condition of the observatory, it says all 3 tridents are basically non-existent now. They're not showing up on here. And downstairs, Petro, the water is starting to pool in here. You're going to need to close that door.
All right, I will turn into a bull and then just slam into the door at full strength,
Alrighty.
which sets my athletics score to +9.
Alrighty.
I think I have to roll that manually, if you don't mind.
Alrighty, sure. Yeah, you managed to push the door closed. And
All right, I unbullshift and close it with my hands again.
alrighty. And Alexis, what are you doing down here? And Azumi.
I'm thinking, what can I do? You know?
I was going to help. Like I reached to help close the door, and then he turned into a bull, and I just stood back and watched.
We both go and reach to help close the door at the same time, and then that happens, and we just kind of look at each other.
Yeah.
He transforms into this Bytor and rushes, rams the door closed.
And at that point,
I'm just gonna-
I say, let's go upstairs.
Yeah. Well, let's do that then. Oh, and then I'm gonna start doing that.
Yeah.
That's going to take you some time.
Yeah.
And back upstairs to Keita. What are you doing?
I am listening to what Dr. Gray was going to say when I interrupted you to ask about the layout of the room.
She appeared lost in thought about the when you mentioned the Alyra to her. And she does still seem to be lost in thought.
Okay. Then with that in mind, I think at this point I've like, confirmed that all of the towers are inoperational, whatever.
Yeah.
I think I'm probably just like looking through the rest of the room, confirming if there are any sensors here that like the like whether the dive dock is operational.
The dive dock
Um,
is
and
perfectly
like
operational.
what
Yeah.
and kind of trying to remember what the evacuation procedures from here are, because all of the ones that I remember presuppose a functioning command center.
Yeah.
So as soon as like Alexa shows up, I'm like, oh, thank goodness. The command center totally destroyed. What do we do next?
Lorena pauses for a moment, and then, as she stares down at the body of Billy, and finally she sighs and says, "All right. So if communications is out, then there's no calling for help. Our next best bet is escape. There's a subship docked downstairs in the dive dock. We can use that to escape." She says as she stands up to her feet and pats herself down. She looks down at Billy's corpse for one more moment as she crosses herself and then turns back to you all. "Let's get a move on then."
Was that not the plan from the start?
Could Pietro take a brief look at the corpse? He's sort of interested in the bite marks.
Sure. You can make me a medicine check.
All right, a blind, right?
Yeah.
Or I know, wrong button, but
So you're not able to really discern much more than what Kata got out of it. It does look similar to the bite marks of something called an Lyra that you've heard of from a recent from an incident from a couple of years ago. But other than that, you're like, these markings are far too big to be related to that. And also, those markings were always on the back of the head. This one's on the neck. So you're not really able to really make much more of that than what Kata got.
well, he'll pull out his papers and make a brief sketch of it.
Sure.
Also, so where did the water in the room come from? Is there an obvious leak?
Make me a perception check.
Again, second. Oh, that was to me only. Anyway, that was a 12, so.
So, you're not really able to discern where the water could be coming from. But Keita, you're the one over there who's you're the one who's over by the consoles, right?
Uh-huh.
You could make me a perception check.
Alrighty.
So, as you're checking along the consoles, you find that what may have caused the implosions may have had something to do with these several fractures that you can detect along the outer hull of all three of the Tridents. But you can't really tell from here what may have caused it.
All right. And there's no and again, like, I don't see an obvious leak in this room. But is the water level still rising?
Only very slightly. As you're looking about, you can actually discern what what could be causing the leak is that there is actually a leak on some of the on one of the on the portion between just two of the panels on the wall. There seems to be a leak coming through that, so you guess that there might be a fracture on the central hub as well.
Got it. Is there anything in this room that we might need? Like anything that's not, bolted down?
Not that you could see here.
Okay. And I agree with Dr. Gray. We should go down to submarine. Take that. Get all of you to the surface.
Pedro requests that someone will close the bulkhead behind us so that we don't get flooded from that direction too.
Not in this one. We need to go down.
But the leak is above us.
So,
Yes, when we go down, we should close this door.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, we're all on the same boat. I thought you meant like close us in this room, and I was
No.
like, absolutely not.
No.
Nope.
Yeah.
Why do you'd be fine?
Yeah, I'd be fine again, but all you landwalkers would die so quickly.
I love her accent. So heading.
All right, I start descending the ladder then.
Yeah, heading back down the ladder that you came, you're able to make your way further down the ladder, down to the lower floor, and that is where the dive dock is located. However, as you arrive, the subship is a small pod with just enough room for all of you. However, it appears to have broken off the hoist and crashed partially into the water and partially it's like leaning like partially in the water, partially up on the dock, and the front windows are shattered and the components inside look fried. It doesn't appear that this thing will fly anytime soon. As Lorena sees the wreckage, she says, "Well, shit. There goes that idea. Any other ideas?"
Might we just swim?
What else is near?
And I think that is where I'm going to end today's session, as it is getting quite late.
Okay.
All right.
We will pick up back here next time. Our next session will be. Somebody want to tell me?
don't
Alternate
know.
Wednesdays. So
Yeah.
the Wednesday after next.
Yeah, the
right?
Wednesday after next.
So the 27th.
Yeah, the 27th.
Then I will not be here for that one.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate.
27th, you said?
Yeah. The
Okay, I
27th.
can do that. It's a Wednesday. Okay.
Yeah.
Different time zones and all that.
That's unfortunate. The Firecat's not going to be here for that one.
We could reschedule it for like a week
Yeah,
afterwards.
absolutely.
Yeah, we
How long
could.
does the test go for?
The playtest goes until October 1st.
Yeah, we have time.
The 4th is October, right?
Yeah.
So it'll be past the playtest date.
Ah,
Yeah. Did we want to try? I know that Fridays were suggested. Did we want to try next Friday?
I could do that.
Yeah.
Because I know I was the holdup on this Friday.
Does next Friday sound good to everyone?
That works. Will it be-
I'm not available Fridays.
You're not available on Fridays?
Yep.
You're not available on Fridays.
I am not.
You're not available on Fridays. Okay.
I'm not available on Fridays. Yeah.
I think I remember Saturdays were suggested too. No, wait. Weekends don't work for one person, I believe.
Meet.
Yeah.
Or for me. So basically, I'm available Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Because the only thing I have on Thursday is this.
Yeah.
Do we
and-
want to try? And this is do we want to try this Friday and next and the 27th, and then just to kind of try to balance it out? Or next Friday and the 27th or something like that?
Well, actually, if needed, I can try to make it on a Monday.
I can't do Mondays.
Okay.
I believe it
Have you stopped streaming?
No, I haven't yet.
No, I'm kidding.
I haven't yet. I believe the days that were pointed out it was Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Yes.
And-
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
And
Jackie's not available on Fridays. I'm not available on the 20th. And Firecat isn't available on the 27th. Fox chicken the bag of corn.
and we haven't gotten a combat in.
So that leaves, I guess, Thursdays.
Yeah, we've got a session for the main campaign next Thursday.
Ah, okay. And I can't. I'd have to do Thursday.
I mean,
I have another game on Thursdays, but it ends much earlier than this. So. Also, I'm GM, so
Yeah,
I can stop it early.
I could do the 14th and the 28th, but that's a heavy load on Seth.
I cannot do the 27th through the 29th.
Okay.
I have a thing with work where I'm a teacher and we're going to be going to like a science camp thing for 3 days.
Oh, so you also couldn't do the 28th.
Could not do the 27th, 28th, or 29th.
Alrighty.
Got it.
So, yeah, we're kind of left with doing another part tomorrow.
If you guys want to, we can. Otherwise, I'd say just stick with the originally planned time and just go without me because it's going to be pretty hard to work around my schedule this month.
Yeah.
I
So I've got a
don't.
lot of stuff going on.
I don't think I have anything planned tomorrow.
Yeah, he started at 10, right? I can be done by then.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess we'll be back for another part tomorrow. And I'll see if I can prep more of this adventure by that time.
Okay.
All right.
7 p.m.
Yeah,
again? Okay.
because of Jackie. And so, we will see everyone tomorrow at 7 p.m.
Woo!
Thank
All
you
right.
for watching.
Good job, everybody.
Thank you for watching, and check us out tomorrow for the second part of Terror in Depthara Trench. Once again, I am your host, GM Seth. I also go by Seth R. Mitchell. And we will be seeing you guys tomorrow.